Deathstroke versus Batman. It's happening. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues, and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. When we last left off with Deathstroke, he had become young, and he even got his eye back. And now he was on a mission to try and stop his own messed up family by saving his son Jericho from his own grandfather. He is now currently hunting down his son Jericho, which is leading him to Gotham, where Harley Quinn and Batman are waiting for him. Back over in Russia, Red Fury explains that Bronze Tiger has been a part of their operation for several months. He was approached by the League of Assassins to protect Odysseus, but after Odysseus was killed, he was supposed to turn on the League. So now they'll just make him think he killed Deathstroke and report back. As Red Fury pushes the button to unlock his mind, Tiggs begins to struggle, stating, Kill her! Red Fury tries to shut down the process, but Slade stabs Red Fury with a truth serum vial and states that now he wants to hear the truth from him. Red Fury turns back, stating he just forced his hand. He's sorry, but he has to hurt him. As the two of them begin to struggle, Slade asks, "Who is the woman, Tiggs?" And he rips Red Fury's shirt off, and that's when he sees a woman's bust. The woman then takes off her mask, stating, "Take it in. She's a woman." And Bronze Tiger is supposed to try and kill her, remember? The woman then explains that her name is Kendrell James, and she works with a group called the Dead Bastards. However, before Slade can question any further, another voice then states that he will explain things from there. Out from the doorway steps Victor Reyes, followed by Angelica and I Ching. Victor says that the CIA believes that the new being his father has become has the capabilities to cripple nations. He has the ability to infiltrate the minds of people, and they want to destroy that power. Normally, his telepathic bond with Jericho is what makes him unstoppable, but right now with them apart, he's vulnerable. Slade agrees to help, but first he'll go after Jericho and make sure that he's safe. Then, he will go do what needs to be done. Victor tells him good. He'll get him to Gotham, and he'll send Bronze Tiger back to deliver the appropriate message. Over in Gotham, a group of thugs begin to surround Jericho in a dark alley. He tells them that he doesn't want any trouble. Please, leave him alone. And then a voice tells the thugs that she would listen to him if she was them. He can make your heads explode with just a look. She, however, prefers the medieval methods, and the woman jumps out, cutting down the thugs. Jericho calls out to Rose and tells her that they should leave before they get into any more trouble. Once the thugs are dead, she tells him not to worry. She's gonna take him to someone who can fix him, and she will not let anyone else hurt him again. Elsewhere in Gotham, Harley shouts, "I can fly! All I have to do is believe!" And Slade tells her, pretty sure that's not gonna happen, as she's just laying down in a moving train. Slade then goes on stating that he was hoping to talk to the rest of the Suicide Squad so that they could hear it from him, but that deal with the Russians went wrong and he had to make it look like he was betraying them. The squad was in danger, so he sacrificed himself to do it alone. But that's all in the past now. He needs to find his daughter, and she's going by the name Ravager. Harley says the name doesn't ring any bells. Is she a backstabber like you? Slade then says, "Look, I need to find her. She normally leaves body parts lying around. Anything resembling her work?" And she says, "Yeah, I know a place." A little while later, Harley takes Slade over to an abandoned middle school, and Slade notices the lack of body parts. Harley asks, "What? Do you think I'm gonna stab you in the back?" Either way, there's nothing behind this door as she throws herself in front of it. Slade tells her to move, and he punches through it and finds the body parts, but what's stranger is one of his swords is in it. Harley tosses ahead at Slade, telling him, "Spoiler alert, you've been set up. Nobody betrays me." Then a voice tells him, "Your reign of terror in Gotham is over." And out steps Batman. Without much talking, the two rush at each other, punching back and forth, and as the fight goes on, Slade sees himself losing the battle very quickly, and then he realizes why. It's because he has both of his eyes. He sucks using both. Slade manages to push Batman back, and he tells him, "I don't have time for this. I'm trying to look for my son." Batman stops for a moment, asking Harley, "What is he talking about?" And she just tells him, "I don't know, it's probably crazy talk." But with that, Batman asks, "Is there something that you forgot to mention?" And Slade cracks him across the jaw. Harley says, "Fine! He has a stupid son, he's in trouble. Who cares? Kick his ass!" Batman gets back up and the two exchange punches to the face over and over until Batman finally kicks Slade down. As Batman stands over, though, Slade quickly tosses him back on his back and then picks him up to see Batman smiling. Bruce uppercuts into Slade as Harley slams her hammer down on the back of his head. As the fight goes on, Harley tells them, "You guys can go all night, but I gotta go. There's a bounty on Sunny Boy's head. So here is a parting gift." Slade and Batman both stop and they look at a bunch of ticking presents, and then the entire building explodes. Once the smoke clears, Harley looks to the rebel to see Slade's hand, telling him, "For the record, I did believe you about the whole not betraying us thing." But I already had this whole thing set up, so... And then the arm reaches out, grabbing her by the throat. Slade tells her to start talking some truth. Where is Jericho and Rose? She tells him, I put some feelers out, and it turns out Rose has been working with Penguin on the side. I can go ahead and take you into town and we can look for him. Elsewhere, over at Gotham Harbor, Jericho and Rose wait for the man that she told him about, and she tells him not to worry. He's one of Dad's old friends. As the car pulls up, Pusum steps out, and Jericho doesn't trust him. He can't see into his mind, but he can feel his aura, and it's real evil. Pusum then takes out a phone stating, I have something you probably want to hear, as suddenly Jericho is unable to move. Rose runs in to kill him, but before she can swing, Pusum's body explodes! And a voice tells her, Jericho can't hurt anyone now, not even himself. Her grandfather is here to make sure of that. Not long after Slade and Harley show up to where Pusum's severed body is laying, and Slade tells her to be careful. Harley says that it will take more than this to scare her, and then Pusum's head jumps up, latching onto her arm. Slade starts to laugh as Harley beats the head against a wall, telling him, help me already! Suddenly, the rest of Pusum's body begins attacking, and through the struggle, Harley manages to kick Pusum's head off. Slade stabs his head with the end of his staff, and he tells Pusum to be or, and Pusum tells him, go to hell! Slade electrocutes the head, telling him, it's your choice. Where did Jericho and Rose go? Over at the airport, Odysseus holds Jericho and Rose hostage, while Shiva says that they should kill Rose, and Jericho shouts for her to leave her alone. His eyes begin to glow, and Rose asks, what is he doing? And he says something that he should have done a long time ago, ending this. Blood begins to drip down on his face as he tries to destroy his own mind, and Odysseus tells Bronze Tiger to put the mask on him. Soon the life force from Jericho begins siphoning into Odysseus as Rose is forced to watch. Then there's a boom, and everyone looks up to see their watch helicopter explode. Through the confusion, Rose breaks free from Shiva, and Slade jumps in, shooting at everyone. Odysseus asks how. Bronze Tiger said that you were dead. I saw it in his mind. And Slade says, sorry. He's actually working for me. He just doesn't realize it yet. Odysseus gets back up, slashing away at Slade, throwing the mask off. And Slade says, I would like to keep my eye this time. Rose and Shiva begin fighting, and suddenly somebody picks up Jericho before Rose can stop them. Seeing a chance, Shiva jumps in to kill, and then is suddenly shot in the butt. As Harley tells her, you owe me one. Slade gets back up, and Odysseus tells him, you're not my son. He was a middle-aged, white-bearded, one-eyed killing machine. Slade shouts, I'm Slade Wilson. I'm Deathstroke the Terminator. The ground begins to rumble as a giant spike pushes through the ground, piercing into Odysseus. And suddenly, Bronze Tiger's claws stab through Slade's back and out of his chest. He tells him he swears he's gonna kill him this time. And then a voice tells Bronze Tiger to heal. Victor walks up holding a phone, telling him, I'm sorry that I'm late. Jericho then shouts for Rose to calm down, and she shouts that she doesn't trust anyone here except Jericho. Everyone else needs to die. Jericho then shouts that there's been enough violence and death, and with a blast of green light, no one knows what happened. A little while later, Slade wakes back up in a bed with his wounds treated, and then he sees Kendrell, as she has come with an offer that he once again can't refuse. She promises him money, weapons, resources, and a whole fresh new start. Slade tells her that she's gonna need to give him a minute to think about it, but actually, it's a lot less than that, because someone made business personal, and he's not going to rest until they pay. And that brings us to the conclusion of the first major arc for Deathstroke. Now, the next arc is going to be Deathstroke fighting the Justice League. So, I don't know about you, but I'm excited. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time right here at Comicstorian. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and that's that.